welcome back viewers. You're watching NewsX and I'm Kriti Mehta. We start with the latest news coming in as far as the West Asia war is concerned. In the latest updates, according to reports, at least 12 US troops were injured, 2 of them seriously, in an Iranian missile and drone attack on Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, according to US officials. The strike also damaged several US Air Force refueling aircraft at the key facility south of Riyadh. The attack comes amid escalating tensions in the Iran conflict, with American service members inside the building on the base when the incident occurred. Details on the full extent of the damage and casualties are still emerging, but a big setback for the US forces. There are at least 12 US troops injured, 2 of them seriously in this missile attack and on a strike on Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. This is in fact confirmed by US officials themselves. I want to discuss this with our experts in the discussion. I'm joined in by retired Major General Gigi Dwivedi. I also have Foreign Affairs expert Shruti Das Gupta with me here. Thank you both for joining me. I want to come to you first, General Dwivedi. A big setback once again for the US, and this of course happening when the Pentagon is mulling sending additional troops, some 10,000 men to the war front in Iran. What do you make of it, and how do you think the US is preparing now for action in Iran to achieve its goals?
Thank you, Kriti. Always a pleasure to be on the NewsX. Well, the war today enters the 5th week, and a couple of issues or couple of indications are very, very subtle and prominent. Firstly, the intensity of war continues while Israel had struck number of nuclear installations in Iran, while the Iran is also vowed for a very substantial and significant retaliation. And that one thing is obvious, as you rightly said, that they hit a air base in Saudi Arabia where 12 of the military personnel of US have been injured, and couple of air refuelers as well. So if you take a overall look, as we see the war that has gone on for now 4 weeks, first and foremost, both sides are actually scaling up, but in a very calibrated manner, picking up the selective targets. Secondly, Kriti, while the negotiations, overtures are there, and messages are being exchanged between the two sides through the interlocutors, but at the same time, President Trump is keeping his options open, because the kind of build-up that has taken place is enormous. First and foremost, the USS Tripoli is already in the Arabian waters.
Yes.
It is carrying 2,200 Marines. And the USS Boxer is on the way. It is carrying 5,000 amphibious troops. 1 brigade of 82 Airborne Division has also been inducted. And more than that, another 10,000 troops are on the way. And 50,000 troops are already in West Asia. So, Kriti, the issue is, while the efforts are on to start some negotiation process, at the same time, President Trump is keeping the option open for any further ground operation, because while the air operations are on, but there's high possibility he may go in for ground operation or surgical type of operation with the amphibious and the air, the air power, or the paratroopers or the airborne forces. And there are a couple of targets, and having served in special forces, well, that's one of the very viable options. But we have to wait and watch, because this 5th week will be very critical in case the talks don't progress as per President Trump's terms. I think then we could possibly see a limited ground action, but that will be a game changer, because when the special forces are employed, they are employed on a very critical target. And as I see, if at all there is a ground operation, that will be somewhere around the Strait of Hormuz, because Strait of Hormuz today is the center of gravity of the whole war zone, and This is the critical point where President Trump will like to ensure that the Strait of Hormuz is opened because it has a global impact. Kriti.
Yes.